Hello folks, and welcome back to the channel. Can you believe that it is the 1st of January? Where has the time gone? But even more surprising, look at this weather. It is absolutely gorgeous today. I mean, gorgeous. It's like +1 right now. It's sunny, no snow, no ice. Lakes are wide open. It is hard to believe. It's hard to believe. Now, preferably, I would love to see the lake frozen right now. I'd love to see the ground frozen right now. 2 reasons. I want to skate out here with my son and my buddies and everybody. And I want the ground frozen so that it's so much easier to work, because there's a lot of things to do back here. Before we get into the video, YouTube seems to be doing some weird things. Some people aren't getting videos or aren't seeing videos, and they're getting deleted from accounts and all that sort of stuff. So make sure, if you like the channel, you like what you're watching, hit the subscribe button, but also hit the bell with notifications so you guys know when I got a video, because YouTube just does some weird things sometimes. But anyway, let's get into it. All right, so yeah, you know what, here we are at the cottage again. In between my work projects, I'm really trying to get as much done back here as quickly as possible, because you know what, summer's coming and I want to have this place looking good and ready to go. So we did a bunch of work yesterday. There's a young fella, he's 19 years old. He reached out to me. He's going to school to take a trade. He's looking for some, extra money. So he was eager to work. So I brought him in and he's doing great. I love seeing a young guy with ambition like that. So what did we get done yesterday? So everything looks like a mess right now, of course, because that's the way things go. That's how my project started out, of course, is a mess. There's a lot of low-lying area in here. We had a lot of rain recently and this is all underwater. Now if you see the walkway there, good luck getting from there to there. So obviously we need a lot of fill brought in here, some rock, so it got a good bottom, some fill, build this up. But we came through and we thinned all the undergrowth out, and picked, there's a lot of sections where there's like 15 maple trees all stuck together, and they're never gonna survive like that. They're never gonna flourish. So you pick the best ones and you go with them. So that's what we had them come through yesterday and do. We thinned this all out. There's a lot of undergrowth still to clean up. There's lots of stumps and stuff to rip out. But we've got a view now of the lake on this side that we did not have before. I know there's a huge glare coming off the lake right now, but hey, it's gorgeous. So I'm going to continue to clean this stuff up today. Coming in with the excavator, we got lots of fill piled up. Coming in with the excavator, grabbing all the loose brush, the stumps, all that stuff, bringing up to the dump truck and hauling it on out of here, because there's a good chance, that I'm making it all grass out here. There's a good chance that we might be able to come through here and fill this all in and make this all grass too, which I think would look absolutely amazing. It's funny because right now you can see the walkway through the trees. Yesterday when we got started, you couldn't see the walkway through the trees. So I want to make it so that you can, no matter where you're at, if you want to get to the walkway, you can get to the walkway. Get rid of all this wet area, build it up some, and make it usable. So I've got to come in through here, climb through here, get the excavator full of mud, stir everything up, grab the logs, bring the logs out up there, and then come back through and grab the brush. So let's get at it. Man, it's gorgeous. I can't believe how nice it is right now. It is amazing how beautiful this weather is. All right, so this is definitely when a smaller machine would come in handy, but then you want the bigger machine for ripping the stumps out. So you're kind of stuck. But either one of my 8 tons, my 080 or my SY90, would be better for this for 2 reasons. One, it has quite a bit more reach, and 2, it's got basically 0 tail swing. So you get into tight areas, you don't got to worry about your counterweight beating off a bunch of trees that you don't want to damage. So this is actually the worst machine that I have for doing this particular job. But we'll make it work. There's some spots that I'm not sure how I'm gonna get in to get the brush. I might have to do the old-fashioned way and haul it with my hands. Imagine that. But first things first, we'll get some of this stuff cleaned up and out of the way so we see what we're working with here. Be a little bit of trimming on this stuff. I don't blame them. It's hard to see. It's hard to get everything when they're laying on the ground, that's for sure. But no, he did great yesterday. Pile this over here out of the way. Trim that up later. There's some beautiful, beautiful maples in here that you literally couldn't even see before. And now they're just like, boom, they're right there. That's a big one. Yeah. Try to break some of these roots off so it's easier to get into the dump truck. Alright, well, I got my window open, so without puncturing the window, or I guess without smashing me in the face, let's get this thing on the back of the dump truck. Definitely do not want to bump those maples because those are absolutely gorgeous trees. You're going to take quite a bit of fill in here to level some of this stuff out because there's some pretty good sized rocks in here. That feels like it's on top of a rock. There's a rock right there. It has been such a wet fall and winter. Like, there is so much water here that was not here last year. Like, it's been about a year since we bought this place and it wasn't like this at all last year. We'll leave that guy right there because we're gonna need him. This brush out of here. The other thing you gotta think about is not losing a track. When you're in here in these rocks, digging on uneven ground. Definitely have to worry about that. Like a teeter-totter. Don't bump the trees. That bugger right there, he's causing some problems for me. Break him up a bit. Gotta make you smaller, buddy. Yeah, like there's the bench, right there. Completely underwater. With this thinned out though, like a lot of these wet holes, I mean in the summertime it's not really wet in here anyway, but a lot of these wet holes will dry up now because it was just so thick that there's like no sun getting in here at all. Most of it did. big rock too. Didn't look that big, but it is. I'd like to get in there and get some of that stuff. Move this guy out of the way. No maples were harmed in the making of this video. That is my goal. That little birch, I don't really care too much about, but okay. See if I can sneak in here and get this deadfall out. If it comes out, it doesn't keep breaking. I know one thing, I can't swing. Well, we just about have a load. There's actually a bunch of brush alongside the road that I'm going to try to maybe get cleaned up today too. We had a few trees come down. so far this year. One right there, and then there's a few up here that came down. Got to get cleaned up. I'd like to get that done today as well. Like, you know, we'll see how we're doing for time, but there's a bunch of brush laying along the road the whole way out here, basically from trees coming down. Pretty good pile right here. Another big pile over here. So yeah, lots to do. All right, wow, it is quiet and calm back here today. Crazy. Okay, well, got all the brush and stumps and stuff that I can kind of get at for now hauled out. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start throwing some of this fill in some of these low areas, and it will be messy at first, but it will stiffen up. For example, you see what this looks like right here. This was way worse over here than what that is, and this is nice and solid now. This hole right, well, they're not here now, but there was a huge hole right here, and you can see I'm standing on it perfectly fine. So that's what I'm gonna do over there, start throwing some of this stuff in. I'm gonna use the excavator. The skid steer it's pretty low on fuel. I think the excavator will be fine anyway, because I'm sitting right there. I'll throw it in front of me and then push it in with the blade. But man, it is so calm here today. So calm. Wow. All right, let's make some noise. So I was saying earlier that the bench was in the water. This is the bench. They actually have gravel like all the way in here. So that wasn't underwater when they did it, that's for sure, obviously. But quite a bit of cleaning up here along the water I gotta do by hand. But that'll be easier once this is filled in and up to a good grade. This is gonna take a while to do it this way, but I don't have, the skid steer is like almost out of fuel, and I don't have fuel on board with me on this truck. So this is the way that I'm gonna do it today, but this is not the way that I'll be doing it the majority of the time. Like the other side, skid steer. Big pile, skid steer in, dump, spread, blah, 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 whatever. But for right now, I gotta soon go pick Bauer up anyway, so I have to head out and go get the big man at daycare. But I took a few minutes just to kind of level this out and pretty it up a little bit. This is not a very good job, but I can't stand leaving huge piles of crap around and track ruts and everything else, and I want you guys to kind of see what's taking place in here. So yeah, this is really quick. Basically, this is what has to be done all the way through to match into out there, and then out to the water's edge, not in the water, don't worry, and then over to the old planter and the walkway and all that. So it's gonna come up to this level, and yeah, then topsoil and hydro seed, and then boom, we have grass everywhere. So there'll be lots of mowing to do back here. I think I might have to invest into a little ride-on lawnmower at some point in time. But right now, if I was to go walk right there, I would sink up to my knees. But I know a lot of you guys are thinking it's not gonna work, and you guys are skeptical of what's going on, seeing the big water holes and stuff there. I mean, it's even pretty soft right here. But if you don't believe me, then you obviously stay tuned, because what's going to happen basically is the water is going to come up through and it's going to push out. There's quite a bit of clay in this stuff, and that is great for doing that. It's going to push the water out. A little bit of water is going to come up, and then eventually you'll be walking on this just like I'm walking on that over there. It's a project, that's for sure. And when I first bought this place, I really didn't know exactly what I was going to do with this area out here. I didn't really think I was going to go as far and as deep into it as I am, because honestly, we bought this roughly a year ago, and I thought that this summer I would have this place available and ready for rental, for short-term rental. But you know what? If you're gonna do something and you want to make it absolutely spectacular, then you got to do it right. If it takes more time, it takes more time. Obviously, the fact that I have the equipment, the excavators, the truck, I have a piece of property now with unlimited fill. I have those things at my disposal, and I have a little bit of spare time right now, so I'm able to do this. If I was to pay somebody to come in and do what I've done so far and what I'm doing with the property, holy, holy, holy. Dollar signs, dollar signs, dollar signs. So, you know what? If you're watching the video and you think that this looks great, or, you know, once it's all said and done and you want it done, let me know. But I can tell you that it is not cheap. That is for sure.